If you get these exercises right, you are really fluent. I get hundreds of emails asking me to practice individually with English learners. And while I wish I had the time to do this, here's the next best thing. We are going to practice together right here, right now in this video. And if you get some of these right, you're doing pretty well, and you're in the right place to keep improving your English. If you get all of them correct, well, then you are really fluent. Watch until the end of this video because I will confirm the correct answers. Also, I've been thinking about releasing a special workbook for you to practice more with me on your own time. What do you think? If you like this idea and you want information about how to get my new workbook once it's available, comment with the word workbook and I'll get you the information you need. So how do you know if you're really fluent in English, if you've really reached this amazing goal? Well, try these exercises. I'm going to share 10 fill-in-the-blank exercises with you, just like an interactive workbook, but here on video. So we're going to practice together, and if you get them right, then you know that you're doing really well. You're on the road to fluency. Of course, these 10 questions are not a comprehensive exam on the entire English language, but it's a really good place to start. Fluency is kind of a mysterious concept. You can consider yourself fluent if you can do the things that you want to do in English with confidence. But keep in mind that language is an adventure. Fluency is a journey. It can be a lifelong pursuit to continue to work on your fluency and communication skills. Even native speakers can continue learning throughout our lives about how to become better communicators. Academics, essay writing, interviews, public speaking. Honestly, the list goes on and on. And personally, I love learning, I love growth, and I'm so happy that you're here with me for this adventure together. I believe that you are 100% capable of improving your English fluency, and you're in the right place to do it. So you should believe in yourself too. And in fact, on that note, let's start practicing together right now. I want you to repeat the following with me. This is a warm-up to give ourselves some affirmations to improve your confidence and, of course, improve our pronunciation. So here we go. Read along with me. I believe I'm 100% able to speak English with confidence and fluency. Oh, and by the way, as you say these phrases, please say them with emotion, with feeling, with some energy, because that will help you to learn even more. Mistakes are okay. They're a sign that we're learning and improving. I will be patient with myself and never give up. I commit to a life of learning and growth with Go Natural English as my guide. Very good. Now that we've warmed up, let's try 10 questions from my forthcoming workbook for English fluency. If you enjoy these, then make sure that you get on the email list for the forthcoming workbook to get information when it's released, to be the first one to buy your copy at gonaturalenglish.com/workbook. Now let's jump in. These are fill in the blanks questions. They're an advanced mix of phrasal verbs, collocations, grammar, verb tenses, vocabulary, and more. Remember to check your answers at the end. Some of these sentences have more than one fill in the blank. Today, the weather is quite dark but I decided to some errands. 2, I went to the library where I filled a form to renew my library card. This is a true story, by the way. 3, the librarian asked me if I still my same address. He said that normally I would have to bring in proof of address, but this time it's okay. He could, an exception. I was really happy that he allowed me to check books today. He said that I have January 16th to return or renew the books. At the library, you can borrow books up to 3 weeks at a time. Before I left the library, I got my parking pass validated, the counter. When I pulled the garage, I looked left and realized it was a one-way street. I decided to stop the supermarket before going home. Bonus sentence, I think this is 11 already. I picked a few things, including peanut butter and to make PBJ sandwiches. Okay, very good. Let's take a look and see how many you got correct. So number one, the most common collocation would be dark and gloomy. You might also hear dark and dreary or dark and rainy. So all of those would be acceptable answers. And by the way, if you have questions about these answers or if you want to know if something would be acceptable, just ask in the comments. And you know what? We can help each other too. So if you see questions that I haven't gotten to answer yet, then feel free to help your fellow English learners. So number one had 2 blanks. The second blank could be ran errands, or it's also acceptable to say did errands. Number 2, I filled out. You fill out a form. 3, he asked me if I still had the same address. It's had, not have, because I'm reporting speech. I'm reporting what the librarian asked me. So while you may hear people say he asked if I have the same address, it's actually more correct to say he asked if I had the same address. Next, to make an exception is the correct answer. To check out library books. I have until January 16th. You can borrow most books for 3 weeks at a time. For 8, I got my parking pass validated at the counter. 9, when I pulled out of the parking garage, I looked left and right. I decided to stop at the supermarket. You could also say I decided to stop by the supermarket. Both would be correct. I picked up a few things. It's possible to say I picked out a few things, but that has a slightly different meaning. So I would say the best answer is I picked up a few things. And peanut butter and jelly. Okay, very good. How did you do? Did you find any of these challenging, confusing? Which ones do you have questions about? If you like this kind of practice, let me know and we can do more in next week's video, as well as in the forthcoming workbook, which will be available if you tell me that you want it here in the comments. Thanks so much for learning, growing, and becoming more fluent here at Go Natural English with me, Gabby. Make sure to subscribe and share this video with your friends learning English so that we can grow our Go Natural English community more than ever before. Thanks again, and bye for now.